Alright, what's up YouTube? Thanks you guys for tuning in to Retro Recap Edition 9, and from now on in future recaps, my Retro Recaps are going to focus more on a feature retro title that I played before that I still have now. And in this recap you're going to see, while I'm talking, you're going to see gameplay from the old title Shadow the Hedgehog. Now even though it wasn't a classic game, it's still a retro title, so I decided to put that up for today. And you guys will also be seeing Sonic and Knuckles featured. But that's not the purpose of this the retro recap. The purpose of this retro recap is to talk about what makes me a retro gamer. Now, a lot of you have been asking me questions and been wondering, you know, how long have I been associating with games? I've been associating with games all my life, since maybe like 4. I've had systems such as Nintendo, I've had Nintendo 64, I've had Sega Genesis, I've had PlayStation, I've had Dreamcast, I've played Dreamcast. I haven't had GameCube, but I've had Sega Saturn. I mean, I've had Xbox, I've had PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2. I mean, my life has been associated around games. Not my full life, but most of it has been involved around games. I mean, it's like an inherited trait. Family members love games. I have cousins who love Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog has been a popular figure in my life. Maybe not has had an influence on it, but it influenced me to play those titles. I mean, I've been playing games. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog. Everyone who knows me knows Sonic the Hedgehog is my favorite video game character, and I've played almost every Sonic game that has came out. I've played Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3, the Adventure series. I've recently bought titles I missed out on. Sonic the Hedgehog 06, Sonic Unleashed I've played. I've been playing Sonic, I forgot what the other game was called, something with the rings, something with the 7 rings or something like that. But the point is, I've been associated with these titles. I mean, even go back to around that time, I've been playing Donkey Kong 64, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. I mean, these are old titles that a lot of you people may not know about, because I mean, they're popular figures now, but when they were at their peak around in the mid 90s, late 90s, they were really at their best. I mean, you know, everybody who had a game system talked about one of those two characters. I played Star Fox 64. I played Super Smash Bros. 64. I mean, these games have just been around me for years, and a lot of you may not know this, but not only have these games been around, but they've managed to, you know, still hold the popularity. You know, some games come and go, but Sonic has been around for 20 years. It's been around since 1990. Mario's been around for a long time. So I mean, these two figures have been around, and a lot of you who know me know that I like more retro titles than more titles that you see now. And I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm known as retro. But how do we determine what retro is? Retro could be anything that's old, but there is no timetable for, you know, what to consider something retro. Something retro can be something, you know, that happened, or something shoes that were out that came out yesterday, you know. But the type of retro I'm talking about is referring to something that's maybe about a 5-year period, you know, once it gains its popularity, and people still talk about those things. I think I put a 5-year time frame to consider something retro. Like, for example, this game that you see now, Shadow the Hedgehog, came out in I believe 05, 06, and I would consider it a retro title, because I mean, it's 2011 now, and it's been about 5 6 years since this game come out. So it depends on how you determine retro. That's my interpretation of what retro is. Something that's classic, something that's old, that has maybe a 5-year gap between when it came out and what time it is now. So that's how we determine how something is retro, in my opinion. Now, another question is, you know, will my channel be, you know, based off of more, you know, retro titles in the future? And the answer to that point, as I finished up this map for Shadow, is that yes, my channel will have a lot more retro titles, because I know I have a fan base who loves retro titles, and I also have a fan base who loves more newer games. So I want to please both parties here. And I did get an A on this map on Lava Shelter, for those who were wondering. But I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the dashboard and go ahead and start up my Mega Collection. And this is, I grew up on these games. What you're gonna see here as I go back to the dashboard, my Sonic background. I think that Sonic background looks tight. But what you're gonna notice is that a lot of my videos are gonna have a retro theme to it, and you'll see in this Mega Collection all the old titles that I used to play. And I'm glad that they made a Mega Collection set for people who love these old games, because they bring back memories. I remember I used to be, I wasn't always the best at Sonic, because even though it was a sprint from start to finish, but over time I understood the game more. And it's mostly a game for fun. A lot of people will say, Sonic is not ultra competitive, but it's more about enjoyment rather than competitive, because it doesn't have a lot of multiplayer aspects to it. But as you can see here, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3. I was going to play Sonic 3, but I decided to play Sonic and Knuckles. But in order for a game to be, to have some sort of value to it, to be have retro value, you have to look back at from maybe like 10-15 years later and say, is this still relevant today? And I will say, to this extent, Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario and Donkey Kong, maybe not to a certain extent as Mario and Sonic, but they're still relevant today. They still come out with games today. Sonic has recently came out with Unleashed. I'm hearing that they might come out. No, not even that. They came out with Sonic 4, and that's another Sonic game that I must play, that I haven't. And when I do play, you guys will see gameplay footage on that. But they came out with Unleashed. They came out with Sonic 4, and I'm hearing they're making they're trying to make another Sonic Adventure, which would be awesome, because Sonic Adventure 2 left us wondering, maybe the best Sonic title of all time, in my opinion. And as you see here, I'm playing Mushroom Hill on Sonic and Knuckles, and this is another old game I like, particularly this map, because it brings out the old Sonic environments that were on a TV show, But the thing is, in order for a title to have retro value, is it still relevant today? And I think anybody who knows anything about retro titles can say that Sonic, Mario, Donkey Kong, there are other characters, maybe not Star Fox, but games such as like Metal Gear Solid that are still relevant today. Games like those. Grand Theft Auto is another retro title that's still around today, that people can remember. Now, another frequently asked question is, in order for something to be retro, does it have to be good? A retro title can be good, but I think that's the reason why they put the platinum title on there, as far as platinum hits. Those are the ones that a lot of you guys vote as, a classic, But a retro title doesn't have to be good. Who's to say a game is good? That's just based off opinion. There's no factual evidence about a game being good. So a game can be retro and still not be as good, in your opinion, but maybe good to someone else. But I think a lot of you who, I'm not sure the age group of most of my viewers or subscribers, but I know I do have a fan base for those who are into retro stuff. A lot of you who can relate with me. If you I'm 20. If you picture back maybe about 90, 95, 96, 97, any of you guys who were around, who were born and who were actually into video games, what games were you playing? I think most of you guys will agree with me. It was Sonic, Mario, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, and then you have some of the old PlayStation titles. That's mostly what we're playing. And I think gaming has, changed a lot since then. Yeah, you have better technology, better graphics. You have more stuff to work with. But are retro titles better than newer titles? That's up for debate. I mean, if you talk about from an enjoyment factor, I enjoy retro titles more. But you know, I do like the fact that, you know, there's an online aspect now where you can play with other people and get enjoyment that way. So it's up for interpretation. But you know, that's just what I think. Another frequently asked question that a lot of people talk about is, you know, are you just a retro gamer, or do you like everything retro? Believe me, I love everything retro. I love retro music, retro shoes, retro clothing. I mean, everything about me is retro. I mean, everyone who knows, I'd rather listen to old school hip hop music than some of the garbage that's been produced today, like artists such as Soulja Boy and Waka Flocka and all those and all these bad rappers. I mean, people who can't rap, who don't know what real music is. I mean, I think that still today the most underrated and best lyricist is Big L. I mean, if you actually study Big L's music, you will know that he has some deep content. Now, not all of it was, you know, I mean, I guess acceptable because of, I mean, but he had his own style how he did it. Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z. I mean, there are some rappers today who spit relevant content, such as Lupe Fiasco, Kanye. I mean, not necessarily storytelling, but the lyrics are good, so I can at least vibe to it. You know, artists such as A Tribe Called Quest back then, who was my favorite group of all time, they produced music. I mean, Bugging Out. I mean, let's see, Award Tour. I mean, there's, you know, a bunch of songs that, you know, if you actually took time to listen to. And I'm thinking about making another video, which most of you, I don't know, on my other channel that I had, I made a hip-hop collection about my favorite songs of all time, and I'm thinking about making another one. But if you listen to some of these titles from these artists, like I said, Big L, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Tribe Called Quest, Common, just to name a few, and I know I'm missing out on a lot of others, but if you listen to those titles, a lot of those titles, you know, have meaning to it. They tell stories, and I think that's what music is missing today. And I think what gaming is missing is that, and not necessarily doesn't have an enjoyment factor. I think it's missing that, you know, that it doesn't bring back classical type stuff. Like you won't see. I mean, you don't want a game to be emulated like Sonic, for example. But where is that aspect of Sonic that made the game still remember today? Their games have come and gone, but I mean, a lot of games today that come out, you won't even be talking about in the next 15 years like Sonic has. So maybe make a few titles that you will still remember, like Call of Duty, for example, that will be remembered from 10 years from now. But I think games are missing that aspect of, you know, how can it be remembered, you know, 20 years from now? Because anybody who games and have children, they're gonna tell their children about what they played. I'm gonna tell my children that I grew up on Sonic, and I mean I still grew up on Call of Duty and all that. But what did I really grow up on? What started me gaming? It was Sonic, Mario, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, and all of them. I mean, and what are you gonna tell your? I mean, what are you gonna tell your kids? Are you gonna tell your kids you grew up on, for example, I don't really know. I can't think of any games. Particular games I'm thinking that were bad, but I mean, you have to know, you have to tell your kids what you grew up on, whether it's gaming, style, music. What did you grow up on? I mean, you're gonna tell them the retro stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna tell my kids I grew up on Soulja Boy, because Soulja Boy is irrelevant. Soulja Boy does nothing for me. At least A Tribe Called Quest, Jay-Z to some extent, Big L, Tupac, Biggie, they made me think about what they were saying. And it had an effect on me. It allowed me to think outside the box. Now, as this video is playing, I'm on Flying Battery, and you know, this is another one of those classics. This game in general was a classic, but this was another one of my favorite maps. But so I hope you guys enjoy what you see. Expect to see more like this. But getting back to the subject, a lot of those artists had meaning behind their songs. Games had meaning then. Now it's like artists come out with songs that had no meaning just to make money. Sonic had an enjoyment factor. Some companies just put out games just because they want to make money. So it depends on how you look at it. But I'm gonna go ahead, you guys, comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think. I think right here I'm close to finishing up this map unless I die, unless I lose a life. But comment, rate, subscribe. Please comment, rate, subscribe. I want you guys to tell me what you guys think, especially those who you know, who are born on those titles that I mentioned. You know, tell me what you think about those titles, because I'm thinking I'm about to die right here. Yeah, I'm about to die right here. Yep, I knew it. But tell me what you guys think about those titles, because I know a lot of you can relate with me. I just want perspective. I want perspective from those who grew up on those games, and I want perspective from those who, you know, grew up on maybe some of the newer stuff. Maybe you just got into gaming, you don't really understand the history of gaming, where most of these games came from, like Sonic. I mean, you know, even though it's a different genre, it still had an effect on video gaming. So I don't know, I want to start a conversation in the comment box, or even in a regular inbox. Just tell me what you guys think. I want good debate and good discussion over, you know, what games you grew up on and how it had an effect on you, and why do you still play those games today. Because I knew I grew up on Sonic, and a lot of you know that, but you guys may grow up on something else. And what do you prefer, retro games? For those who play both, what do you prefer, retro games or new school games? I mean, I can play both, but I like retro games. So please guys, tell me what you guys think. It would be definitely appreciated. And this is the boss, I mean, not the Eggman boss, but this is the boss to end the Act 1. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, leave some feedback, give me some views on this recap. I put some thought into this. I try to answer a lot of questions that you guys may have and have asked me. So enjoy the rest of this boss battle. I'm going to be out. But until recap 10, this is your boy Retro, and I'm done.